Hi everyone and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global Podcast. We're coming to you from BMC Engage in Las Vegas. I'm Kirsty McGowan. I'm here with Charlie Betts.
Kirsty.
Carlos Casanova.
Kirsty.
And now we're speaking with Chris Blanks. Welcome, Chris.
Kirsty,
thank you for having me.
Nice to see you here.
Thank you very
Welcome,
much.
Chris. So, Chris, I understand that you work a lot in an automation space, data center, and in this day and age, everything's moving faster, and it's and it's never fast enough, right? So you're doing a lot of that automation. From a cloud lifecycle management type perspective, how is that enabling the consumers of what you're providing? How is that enabling them to move faster, to then layer that into their consumers and so on? How's that all playing out?
Absolutely.
With you guys?
That's been a pretty common theme for us for quite a long time, is that we need an environment to stand this up to move very quickly because the speed of business is, again, everybody knows this. It was the big topic of the keynote, but we were taking from 2 weeks to 6 weeks to provision a server to stand something up just to POC. You can't do that. No. So we partnered with BMC and brought in CLM. Everybody's got a 3-letter acronym, right?
Sure.
The Cloud Lifecycle Management, and truly kind of targeted those that DevOps space that need to be able to throw something up very quickly, make changes, and blow things away. It's been quite successful. We've set up SLAs to say, when we make that request, we're going to get you a server in 24 hours. Wow. And this is, across the world. So we've got it in Edinburgh, Scotland. We've got it in Iowa, all these. And what we're consistently delivering is these services in probably 30 minutes to 2 hours.
Wow.
So we're certainly exceeding what we had committed to do that, just with the partnership and the products working together.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no question. Automation is a really hot space nowadays.
Absolutely.
Certainly, we hear a lot about infrastructure as code, and we're seeing. I think the whole configuration management practices they're light years beyond what I was dealing with 15 years ago, where you log in and.
It's not even recognizable as the same thing, is it?
I would imagine that are you trying to as much as you can keep engineers' hands off the console and use automation to describe.
That's one of the things we have certainly seen over the last I'd say probably 12 to 18 months is a bigger shift of moving those, get on the server, do the reactive type of activities out of the level, what we call level 1, 2, and 3 support, but our level 3 would be our subject matter experts, the engineers that we're getting on and doing exactly what you were talking about.
Right.
But with automation, we've seen a shift down into level 2, the people that are working the distributed service center, that are there 24/7, that have the access across the board, but not necessarily the depth of knowledge. So we're starting to actually use engineers for engineer things to make things better, be more proactive. I know, it's crazy talk. But yeah, it's exactly what you're describing. We're seeing it, and it's ramping up. So it's really exciting time.
So it's interesting because it almost sounds like obviously we're talking a lot about digital experience and consumers' experience. But in your case, it's not what most people consider the consumer. Joey down the street, buying something retail. Your consumer is still the IT folks for the most part, who are consuming your services, your capabilities. So that's interesting. So you said you're spinning these up now in a half hour, I think, or something like that. You said so. You must be at a point now where you're starting to recognize personalities and profiles of folks. So can you kind of speak to how these new capabilities are enabling you to determine that person requesting that this is what they really want and this is what they need, versus again why it used to take weeks, because you have to probably go back and forth.
That's a great question. So we stood it up, and again, you always start off just the simplest you can. Get that first service offering up, and it's pretty vanilla. And then we sat back and watched what are people using these for? What are they doing? And then when we start picking up a trend, well, let's wrap what you're doing in an additional service offering. Maybe it's IIS, maybe it's a SQL Server database, maybe it's any number of these things. So then we started partnering with the people that are using the solution, saying how can we make this better?
So
that's exactly.
You just about know what they want before they know what they want.
Absolutely. The other thing we've seen is we had customers that would request test servers to do these things on, and they would live for years because it was so painful to get this.
To get another one, right?
And so the configuration's been done and redone on the same box. Well, now we're seeing they're not keeping these around anymore. We're spinning these up. They have a very short life cycle. Everything's being tracked in the CMDBs. So we've got billing, we've got everything down, and instead of blocking out these monthly charges for these boxes, now we had to take it
Yeah.
down to weekly, down to daily, and they're talking about taking it almost down to a
Because
utility compute model
the
at this
easier it
point.
gets.
Absolutely.
If you can flick something like that up so quickly,
Certainly.
you don't sit
And it's
and sit on it.
I'm sorry.
I know, carry on, Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, just jumping
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
It's a success. It sounds like a really successful culture change.
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, that means that they trust you now.
Mm.
Where they were hanging on to those test servers for months.
Right.
And you've achieved a level of trust with your customers.
Yeah.
It's not been without its growing pains. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been in the industry long
Yeah.
enough to know there's always speed
Yeah.
bumps.
Yeah,
But
and what's interesting, the thing that I think about too, when you just described that, where they're not reconfiguring it, I start looking at it from the reliability and the availability perspective, because what they are working on, that platform, is not really what they think they're working on, because it's been modified 17 times.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would assume that they're seeing better reliability. They're saving money because
Right.
they're spinning it up, bringing it down. They're getting exactly the base platform that they expected, not
Yep.
17 versions of, oh, somebody didn't turn that off and
Exactly.
change that.
Yeah.
So I would expect that you're getting much better reliability on the back end as well for lower cost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the epitome of where we really would want to go, I would expect.
Yep, we've been very, very happy with the implementation to date.
Yeah, because
That's awesome.
they actually do know what they've got rather than they are guessing.
Precisely.
Yeah, I think it's. I
think it looks
it's
like
there,
that.
did we? Yeah. Yeah. No, it certainly must make life a lot easier for your customers. And
Absolutely.
for you.
Yeah,
as
their
well.
implementations
Yeah.
are much more consistent, which
Yeah.
means I get less calls.
Yes.
So-
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's what we all want.
That's what we all want to see.
Very good.
So, well, thank you very much, Chris,
Oh,
for
thank you for having
coming
me.
on. Love
Yeah.
to listen to what's going on. It's exciting to hear that this experience is not only happening, again, at the sort of ends traditional consumer level, but it's actually happening in IT, because I think all of us feel that that's probably where one of our biggest struggles is. We're not eating our own dog food.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
it sounds like
happens
you
too
guys,
often.
yeah, you guys are really doing this. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much
Pleasure
for
to
having
chat
me.
with you.
Great.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.